I'm Ashley Roth. I am a registered dietitian, and I have been with Common Threads coming up on 4 years. As part of my new role as the Partnership Engagement Manager, I get to work on a lot of exciting projects, particularly with the curriculum team, and developing resources for our programs, for our digital platform, Resource Hub, Common Bites, and various other projects. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys today about meal planning. And so meal planning is really a great tool for maintaining a healthy diet and keeping you organized with your grocery shopping and making the most cost efficient and time efficient choices. So especially right now during this time where it's being recommended that we limit our trips to the grocery store and if possible to purchase groceries for our families for 2 weeks at a time, that's a lot of meals to think about, and that can be really daunting and something that just feels overwhelming, especially with just everything else that's going on. So I'm here to walk us through our 4-3-2-1 meal planning guide and give out some nutrition tips and some recipes that I think will really help you start meal planning, making healthy meals, and making it easier for you and your families during this time. So meal planning for me is a great organizational tool. So if you haven't meal planned before, the best way to do it is start by writing the meals you want to plan for the week down. And you can write on a piece of paper. There's also meal planner templates out there. And in fact, Common Threads has one. I'll actually show you. This is our meal planner template. This is something that I actually use at home and plan meals with my family. You can download our meal planner on commonbites.org. Just search for meal planner, and it's a free digital download. You can download, print off, and you can start planning your meals. So once you have your meal planner, how do you get started? So what are the steps to making a great healthy meal plan? So the first step that I always start with is think about the chef's plate. So our chef's plate is our guide to help us build our meals around the nutrients that we need for optimal health. So our chef's plate is designed to be half fruits and vegetables, a quarter lean protein, and a quarter whole grain. And so when thinking about meals, think about building your plate to reflect that. And so where do you start? You probably have a lot of go-to recipes that you make with your family, or if you're looking for new ideas. And just a disclaimer, there'll be a lot of plugs for commonbites.org, which is a great resource that Common Threads provides. But we do have hundreds of budget-friendly recipes on our website, commonbites.org. And that can be a great place to start if you don't have any recipes that are your go-to or you're looking for something new and exciting to try. The next step would just maximize our pantry staples. So right now, especially when some food is hard to come by, and it's really important to stock up on shelf-stable, non-perishable foods like grains, pastas, nuts, beans, canned vegetables, tuna, seeds, and things like that. Things that can last a long time and are versatile ingredients that you can use in a lot of different recipes. Another tip to meal planning is to focus on a base recipe, which is what we're going to do today, and use it as the foundation that can be used in many different ways to create many different meals. That allows you to buy in bulk, which is more cost efficient and just makes things easier for you when you're batch cooking and prepping for the week. And the next step is just to use your meal plan to make your grocery list and go shopping. So right now you might be ordering online and having your groceries delivered or picked up. And I feel like for me, and I have 2 kids and a husband to shop for, when I buy online or have to pick out my items, I shop very differently than when I do in the store. I feel like in the store, I'm a little bit more, I have my meal plan, I have my ideas, but I can be really influenced and inspired by what I see around me in the grocery store. And sometimes I go and spend a lot more than I really intended, but that can be fun too. But when you're ordering online for delivery or pickup, you have to be really intentional about what you choose. And so having your meal plan and creating your grocery list from your meal plan can help make that checkout process really easy for you. So let's start walking through our 4-3-2-1 recipe guide. So the reason we call it 4-3-2-1 is 4 dinners, 3 lunches for 2 people with 1 base recipe. And in this case, our base recipe is roasted chicken, and brown rice. So when you go and plan your meals, all your meals will contain those two base ingredients, okay? And we know that chicken is our lean protein, that quarter of our chef's plate, and the brown rice represents our whole grain, again, another quarter of our chef's plate. And, you know, protein is for building muscle, repairing tissues, and whole grains are fiber rich and contain numerous vitamins and minerals that are important for optimal health. And so they're great base items for all of our recipes. Now, there's also plant-based protein options. If you do not eat meat or did not want to use chicken, you can definitely use combinations of legumes, rice, beans, meat alternates, and various other fruits and vegetables to make your protein. But what we'll do, so I actually have prepped everything. So I have my handy dandy Common Threads collapsible bowls. I really do like these because I have a storage problem in my kitchen, and so I can collapse these when I'm not using them. But here is my brown rice. So when you're cooking the brown rice, you're going to take 3 cups of the rice and boil it in 6 cups of water. So that 1-to-2 ratio, and bring to a boil and let simmer until the water is all absorbed. And so rice doubles, even triples in size when you're cooking it. So it'll yield 6 to 8 cups of brown rice, which is a lot of rice, and that'll be used in all the recipes we're gonna be making. For the chicken, I bought 8 chicken breasts yesterday at the store, and simply drizzle a little olive oil and add your favorite spice profile. So at Common Threads, we have our favorite BAM spice mix. And so BAM spice mix has paprika, oregano, cayenne pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, thyme, and I'm probably missing one. But just use your spice mix to season your chicken and roast in the oven on 425 for about degrees for 25 minutes. Just be sure to make sure that it's fully cooked, so we're going to keep food safety in mind. So those are our 2 bases. And so when you're starting out your meal planning, starting with those batch cooking your base recipes, it's not a lot of work, but at the end of the day, you've already done a lot of cooking, and we're gonna go ahead and transform into our first meal. And so it's gonna be simple, don't worry, we're gonna get more exciting. But we're gonna just take one of those cooked chicken breasts and our half cup of rice. But if you look at this only constitutes half our plate, right? We have our quarter lean protein, we have our quarter whole grain, we're missing our fresh fruits and vegetables. And on top of that, the rice and chicken have no color. They look really bland, right? Like not that exciting. So that's where we paint our plate with color, which is one of our favorite things to say, messages at Common Threads. So adding colorful fruits and vegetables is really important. Different colors represent different micronutrients and antioxidants that have specific nutrient benefits for our health. So adding a variety of vegetables and fruits in different colors is really important. So again, we're keeping it really simple with our first recipe, and we're just gonna add a side salad using greens, tomatoes, peppers, onions, cucumbers, and then a balsamic vinaigrette. And then you can see our plate looks a lot more colorful than it did just with the chicken and the rice, and we've completed our chef's plate. All right, and before we move on, I did want to talk a little bit nutrition about our chicken and rice. So chicken is a lean protein. A 3-ounce serving is considered a serving for protein, and adults need 5 to 6 ounces of protein a day. So just with our recipe, you're going to get about half of the protein that you need in a day. And you know, a lot of people think we don't eat enough protein, but we actually eat plenty of protein. So not getting enough protein is definitely not a problem. And then our rice, we need 6 to 8 servings of whole grains a day, and a 1-ounce serving would be equivalent to half a cup of rice. So half a cup is never enough for me. So having a whole cup of rice would be 2 servings of your whole grain that you need for the day. And remember, 6 to 8 servings. And again, if you're not using protein, animal-based protein, and using plant-based protein, you would make adjustments based on what you're using there. But let's go ahead and move on to our next meal using our base ingredients. And so we're gonna get, before I actually move on, I wanna just pause and talk a little bit about cooking and food safety tips that we always highlight in our programs. It's important for me as a dietitian to always share food safety as well. And so obviously right now it's very prominent, the importance of hand washing, but in food making, hand washing is always been important, and washing your hands properly to ensure that they are clean and not at risk for spreading foodborne illness. The other thing is food safety. I mentioned just cooking your chicken and all your ingredients to proper internal temperatures. That's really important. And then also I mentioned utilizing your pantry staples. And I was realizing this as I was kind of organizing my pantry recently to sort of figure out what I needed to stock up on. And it's very easy to find shelf-stable ingredients that are expired, at least in my pantry. So I think it's also important to check expiration dates on those items that have been in your pantry for quite some time, just to ensure that they're not past their expiration date. And then the other tip, cooking tip I wanted to highlight is mise en place. So that's French for putting in place, and that's something that is the foundation of our cooking programs. It's really, really important to be prepared, have all your ingredients out, have all your equipment out, and have sort of a roadmap of what you're going to do. That really helps make cooking fun and not something that turns into a disaster. And especially if you're cooking with kids. So I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old who love to help me, but I have learned that if I do not have mise en place for them, it's not going to work out. It becomes quite the disaster. And so I really learned how to prep ingredients in a way where they can help me, so they feel included and a part of the cooking process, but it's not becoming a disaster to have them help me. And then the last cooking tip I just want to also point out is knife skills. That's of utmost importance in our Common Threads programming. We teach our chef-led programming to 3rd grade through 8th graders, as well as families. And teaching knife safety is the number one thing I would say that comes out of that class. When we have students start our classes and they end 10 classes later, the evolution of their knife skills is really, really powerful. And so just always thinking about being safe with your knife. We always teach different skills and cutting techniques. So our bear claw, plank slice and dice, rock and chop, things that kids can relate to, and make sure that the cooking experience is safe and no one's leaving the kitchen injured. Okay, so back to our meals that we're gonna make from our base recipe. So what's nice about the chicken and the rice is they are versatile and they are neutral. So we can have fun. We can explore other cuisines and cultures with our base ingredients and really add flavor and make them really fun. So the first recipe we're gonna make is a quick Thai curry. And it's super easy to make. So what you would do is take your rice that you've already prepared, just simmer and saute with some fresh greens, which is really easy to do. Just takes a couple minutes. I have some already ready here. So you want to just simmer or saute them until the greens wilt. And that just adds color. It adds the nutrients from leafy greens. And you'll want to add that as the base of your curry. Then what you'll do is you will make your curry. You'll saute your vegetables. You will add in your chicken, your curry, and your coconut milk and let that simmer until that's done for about 5 to 10 minutes. And I've already prepared everything, so we're gonna just be assembling. So you would just put your chicken curry on top of your rice bed. Squeeze with a little lime. I don't know if you can see, so I will do squeeze with a little lime. Add some cucumbers. Top with basil. I love the flavor of basil. I brought this in from my garden. It's actually raining. It's really dreary here, so I managed to get this before they weren't going to be that great. So just using our rice and our chicken, we've made a really flavorful Thai curry. And you can see that that the servings for 2 people, and I still have plenty of left over. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how the meals translate into having quite a bit of food for really little cost, and I think that's really one of the major benefits of meal planning and batch cooking. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to, I just wanted to also add that, again, you can do some adaptations. You can do seafood. You don't have to do chicken. You could do plant-based protein. You could do shrimp. You could do tofu, whatever that you're interested in doing. But again, for our base recipe, we're using the chicken. So the next recipe that we're going to use with our base ingredients is a burrito bowl. So I really, really love these. This is one of my favorite things that I make for lunch, or I go out and buy when I'm looking for something to grab for lunch. And so what you'll do then is, again, take the rice that you've already cooked and add greens, cook them down so that they're nice and wilted, and add them to your bowl. Okay, we got our rice, and then the next thing you want to do is just saute peppers, onions, caramelize them, and add the next layer to your burrito bowl. I used orange peppers just to add different color with the red onions. The next step that you'll do, and this is all super easy and takes no time at all, just get a can of black beans, a 1/4 cup of salsa, and a minced half of a jalapeno. Nothing too crazy. I mean, mild salsa makes me sweat. So, but if you like spicy, you add more jalapeno. I won't be able to do it. But go ahead and make your black beans. So saute those beans with the salsa and the jalapeno. Let those simmer for a few minutes, and then add those to your bowl. And then add a lot of flavor to your chicken. Take your chicken, dice it up, put it in with garlic and taco seasoning, and let that cook over, and then top your bowl with the seasoned chicken. What you can do is add salsa to top. Could also add a little lime. And then you have your easy burrito bowl. This is great. These are already my to-go lunch container, so I just put them in here, and I have my burrito bowl for lunch. Again, the quantity that this recipe makes is for 4, but it really yields a lot more. So there's lots of meals here. Okay, so then the next recipe that we're gonna make is we're gonna make a fried rice. So we're gonna take our rice base and saute with carrots and diced bell peppers. The next thing you're gonna do is add in your chicken, and then once you got that all heated up, go ahead and push your ingredients to the edge of the pan, throw in a little olive oil, and crack an egg and scramble the egg really quickly. Add in some soy sauce and a little teensy bit of curry paste, and you have a beautiful fried rice recipe. So go ahead and get that out. Not as beautiful as the one I made beforehand, but that's okay. Okay, so now that I've walked you through it, you see that we have our 4 recipes, okay? So our 4 dinners. So we have our roasted chicken with rice and a salad to make our plate have fruits and vegetables. We have our quick Thai curry, again, rice, chicken, lots of vegetables. We have our burrito bowl, rice, chicken, black beans, lots of veggies, lots of good flavor. And then we have our fried rice, chicken, eggs, carrots, lots of good flavor profiles, all different flavor profiles, all using our base ingredients. And then I just wanted to show you, I might have to grab everything. So if you, in our 4-3-2-1 guide is a grocery list to help you buy the ingredients to make all of this food. And with that, each recipe makes 4 servings. So 4-3-2-1, so 4 dinners for 3 lunches for 2 people on 1 base recipe. So each recipe makes those 4 servings, and so for 2 people it would have for dinner and then 2 people to have for lunch for leftovers. In addition, I have all this food left over. I have a huge amount of salad. I have tons of rice. Here, let me see if I can do this. So I have all this food left over, all these great veggies, lots of great colorful veggies. We just used 1 egg, so I have a whole thing of eggs. I still have all this rice and chicken that I haven't made. And so I just wanted to highlight that all these ingredients were purchased for about $48, which if you, and it was designed to create 14 meals, which is about less than $3.50 a meal. And that doesn't even include everything that's left over, all the things that you could make. You could make yourself a Mediterranean grain bowl, you could do a salad. There's so many different things that you could make just with even the leftovers. And so I really wanted to highlight the nutritional benefits of these meals, the cost effectiveness, how meal planning makes this really easy and simple to achieve. And so with that, I will say, there you have it, 4, 3, 2, 1 meal planning.